This is Dave McCain with the Right Tree Genealogy, doing another video on FTDNA as an admin. I did one before, which will be attached at the top at the end of this video, that specifically goes into one area that's affected. This one covers what happens in our lineage one portion of our project. Admins can download all the ySTRs, all 838 of them, and again I talked about that in a previous video, and then we can do additional data analysis on all those ySTRs. And what I'll show coming up is how we're able to group those members based on haplogroups, upstream haplogroups, and assess key ySTRs that are beyond the Y111. Most people focus on Y111s, but as a project admin, we can actually focus beyond the Y111. What we did, or what I did in this case, is I took the three main haplogroups for lineage 1, and they're all underneath A1704. Those three that I took are FT365-675, which is directly underneath A1704, and then a formed SNP of L196 has two different SNPs below it, which formed, and that is the FT31442 and the A1708. Now, straight into the data. The data that's available from the BigY 500 ySTRs that are relevant to this lineage 1 part of the project, and I've got them titled over here to the side, the three different SNP groups that there are. All of the project members were sorted by the group. We'll use the FT365-675 as like a control because this is prior to the L196 formation, and we can really look at it, and if a person has whatever they have in that one and comparing it to the other members, we can say they're either the reference or we can say they're the derived. And by note here at the bottom of this screen, I want to point out is the A1708 actually has 54 testers as of the creation of this video, but these 6 at the bottom just represent them as a group. Showing what I have on this screen. The DYS 608, we block this section. These members, every one of them in this section, have a mutation. Everyone else will say is reference in the project. They have a 9 at this location. The next one, DYS 542, every one of them that are the reference are again the top, and the ones in FT31442. However, the ones in A1708 have the 13. They had the mutation up from the 12. FTY117, same type of situation. The reference is 13 for the members in A1708 and I'll just say 675. The mutation was either 14 or even 15. And then DYS 523, same scenario. The reference was the group with the 12. However, we had a back mutation on one individual, and that's a recent tester, by the way. And then the other ones, the ones that actually had the mutation step up on this ySTR, are the A1708 members. Now we look at the big Y700. This one has a few situations where there were no calls. We have not gone back to FTDNA to do additional analysis in this areas, but we have noticed there's enough data for us to state that we know that the number was 14 for individuals in this group. In the FTY775, the reference was 15. It back mutated to 14. And then on the DYS614U10, the reference would have been 18, and it up mutated to a 19. And the DYS517U1, the reference is 14. It back mutated to 13 for the members in this group. So admin's thoughts. These are some of my thoughts as a co-admin for the lineage 1 of our main project. Big ySTRs are still of value at the project level. We're able to take them as project level managers or admins and actually compare them and analyze them together. And seeing just these few representations, which there are 7, it's evident that testers can and will have haplogroup relevant mutations. We like seeing 3 minimum in an area of a haplogroup to compare them. More the merrier. And so, like for instance, there's my father and 2 second cousins of mine that are tested. and they form a group, and we have certain STRs that are different in the project, and we're the ones that have that mutation and others do not. And then another thing here is, even if men are in a specific haplogroup, so we have 9 men that are in this particular grouping that have the same terminal SNP, we can separate these men as more relevantly close matches based on the fact that they have the mutations at locations. First we go to the haplogroup, and then we step into the STRs, and we separate them based on those STR differences. Hopefully you gain what the purpose of this video was, which is that a group, project admin, particularly in certain areas, we can take a look at the whole data set that's there and be able to separate based on big Y STRs, group people into different areas. Admins can actually help others when they're doing their research. You can contact your admins if you have joined the project, or as an admin, I suggest you take a look at this and see if it helps you break your groups up when it doesn't seem like the terminal SNPs are fixing the problem. ySTRs are still of value. Please consider subscribing right here, or the video I was referencing is right here, and then over here you'll find the entire FTDNA playlist if you're interested in additional videos. Please like this video, subscribe if you like this content, and let's continue learning together.